Good morning, otherworldlies. How are you? Alright, this is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mouse Diva. So, this one is, Dear Angel, my partner is accusing me of doing things I'm not doing. Alright, I'm going to let you know where that's coming from. They are guilty of something. Yes, they are guilty of something. They're doing something they are not supposed to be doing. And you know what it is? They are, 1, doing drugs, or 2, they're cheating on you. It's one of those two things. It's, or both. Okay? So, they're doing something illegal. Okay? They're cheating on you, doing drugs, or they're doing something really, really shady. Alright? They're accusing you of stuff. They're probably also fault finding, right? They're fault finding against you. So they're accusing you of doing these things. I'll tell you something that happened to me. I had a partner who was messing with meth. He started accusing me of cheating and doing all these things. He was a bozo, right? And bozos are often doing stuff like that. They are getting into drugs and it's warping their mind. And it's turning them into a bozo. Okay? That is a common bozo problem. So he started accusing me of cheating, and he started trying to hack into my email and doing all these things and asking people if they've seen me here and there, and trying to get into my medical records and doing all these things, and just basically trying to get in my business and find things out and find out whatever he possibly could to accuse me of whatever, and find out, things about me, find me guilty of whatever, so that he could accuse me of whatever. Okay? And he was thoroughly convinced I was up to something. But that's what that drug does. It makes you extremely paranoid. So he wasn't just trying to accuse me of something. He really was, the drug was making him think that. So it wasn't like he was trying to find a reason to get rid of me. The drug really was messing with his mind on that level, okay? So that's kind of what that drug does. But when people are accusing you of doing something, they are up to something. Now, there could also have been a situation where he was cheating. The thing about that drug is it makes you very sexual. He and I were not doing anything. So, that drug makes you very sexual. He was possibly doing things with somebody else. Okay, so if he wasn't doing anything with me, and that drug makes you very sexual, he was maybe doing things with someone else. That's possible, right? Okay. So, he for some reason thought I was messing around with all these people, and I absolutely was not. I've never been promiscuous. I know I did that video about the whack dick and everything like that, but I have never actually been promiscuous. I just happen to not appreciate getting some whack dick. Nobody does. But sex is not like up there. I just don't want to get bad sex when I do get it. But I'm not anyone to ever talk about it. I just have other things on my mind and not really that. So it was odd because I just don't talk about sex. If I talked about sex, I would complain about getting sexually harassed, because that is one of my main complaints in life, is being sexually harassed. And that's what I was constantly complaining about, was being sexually harassed. So I think it's ironic that he'd think that I would cheat on him because I would get annoyed by all the attention that I get. So I think that's bizarre. He'd think I would cheat, seeing that I don't like all the attention that I get. So that's how warped his mind was. So people who are accusing you, start looking into what they might be doing. If they're accusing you of something, they are doing something. illegal, drug-related, they're cheating on you, they're having sex with somebody, they're doing something they feel guilty about, or they should feel guilty about. Okay, look into it. Also, when they start accusing you of something, you need to start getting your stuff and break up with them. Okay, don't even try to stay in that relationship, because once they start accusing you of stuff you're not doing, you pretty much know it's over. Don't even try to figure it out. Don't even think that it's ever going to change, because that person is they're a drug addict. They're mentally ill and they're a drug addict. You don't need to stay with somebody like that. It's not going to get better. It doesn't matter if they get clean and sober, because with that drug, unless that person gets serious help, that drug's a really bad one. People usually, once they get into that one, they usually use it again. And I really hate to be negative about it, but that one's a really hard one. That one's worse than heroin. I'm talking about methamphetamines. Okay? And people get really super, super paranoid. They get really sexual and they get really paranoid. Okay? And they get to where I think they get erectile dysfunction, to be honest. I mean, he wasn't having sex with me. I know that. I wasn't complaining about it either, because I really didn't care. I had my mind on other things, to be honest. I mean, I was on the computer a lot, so that's probably why I thought I was cheating on him. I don't know, because I was on the computer a lot. Maybe that's where he was getting it. But, I was not cheating on him. Maybe he wished I would, because he deserved for me to. But I wasn't. Just saying. But yeah, once people start accusing you of it and they're freaking out and stuff like that, they are thoroughly convinced. There's really nothing you can do to change it. Not at all. Not at all. And I just think it's ironic, because I just, was just really sick of being sexually harassed. And I think that's ironic. He thinks something was... For someone who just complains about the sexual harassment, I think that's ironic. He thinks something was going on. Because the sexual harassment back then was like worse than it is now. Because I was out and about more. I was going to school and doing a whole lot more things. So I was and it was not pandemic. So and I had to travel more and stuff like that. So it was just happening so much more back then too. And I was just, and I just always felt like I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and I was always complaining about it, just like this, all the time. And so I think it's ironic that he thought that I would mess around on him. It's like, I'm obviously not interested. I'm very, I'm just, always having a nervous condition because of it. Really. It was really that bad, back then. And it was just really it was just bizarre that he was even thinking that. But it's just almost like he wanted to think it or something. But that drug was making him that sick. Okay, it's serious. They're like, cocaine is a hell of a drug. That one's worse. And it's really commonplace for people to get obsessed with their partner cheating on them. That is real. I found out that because that's a drug I've never done, but apparently people, I've talked to friends who, like this one friend I talked to, his he lives out of state, and this like way out of state, like on the other side of the United States, and some dude called him here, was like, I heard you're effing my girl and everything. He's like, I live like way over here. I'm not even in Sacramento anymore. Like, ask so-and-so. I'm not even here anymore. It's like, well, you're this. He goes, I've been here for like the last 2 years. I heard you're this and that. No, dude, I'm like in such and such. He's like, go look on Facebook. I've been living in, such and such since 2021 or whatever. And then, like, you should feel embarrassed that you're even saying that. He goes, I don't even like her. but that's how bad people like it, because they think sexually and they think that everybody's like cheating on him and all this. I don't know if like his girlfriend thinks my friend is cute or whatever, but I guess they're a bunch of tweakers or whatever. Not my friend, but I mean those other two people. And he thinks his girl is messing with my friend, jealous or whatever. I don't know, but weirdo. But yeah, so once they start accusing you, you can't get it out of their mind. Just absolutely not. And you really owe it to yourself not to stay with somebody who has warped their mind to think that. And when someone starts accusing you of things like that, that is really abusive of them to accuse you of stuff. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And he's a bozo, and he was lying to everybody about it. So when people are, and I hate to use the word crazy, but when they're crazy and they're accusing you of doing that, you gotta get away. You do not feel sorry for them. They're the ones that chose to mess around and do drugs. And that's an illegal one. That particular one. I mean, it's not even like one the doctor gives you. That's like a total street drug. I mean, you make that one in a bathtub. You make that one, in a meth lab. You can even make it in a plastic bag. I mean, it's depending. You really just it's the same one the Breaking Bad guys make. So yeah, when people start accusing you of things, you really like, bro, don't even put up with that. There's no reason. Somebody's mind is gone once they start accusing you of things you're not doing. There's no reason to even associate with that person anymore. Someone's like, why aren't you with so-and-so anymore? They were accusing me of sleeping with a bunch of different people. You? Yeah. Yep. Don't ever put up with that. And when they accuse you of that, it's going to hurt your feelings. Because you're not doing that. But they are going to be so convinced that you are. And it's going to hurt you because that's somebody that you care about. And he was trying to put me down and say all this other stuff about me and just all this really super ridiculous stuff about me. And it was just kind of like, do you just wish all that stuff was really wrong with me? Why are you saying all this weird stuff? Why don't you get back together with your ugly ex if I'm this bad? Get together with her. I'm out of here. Yeah, when people put you down, and accuse you of stuff, just get away. But that's all I have to say about that. That's a level of guilt on their part. Just get away from them. All right? That's the best thing I can tell you to do. It is not going to get any better. Trust me. Okay, you guys? All right, otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mass Diva. I love you all. Good night.